here, Professor? How does this end? What's the way out?
A strategic defeat to the United States under Trump.
And what does that look like?
You'll see in the weeks ahead.
Is there a deal possible? Is there a chance of talks between the two sides at this point?
No, no, not at all. We will fight, and we'll hold the U.S. by the throat through the Strait of Hormuz, and we'll continue to hammer them. And if they try to do anything on the ground, then they'll really see what we can do. You messed with the wrong country. Your propaganda doesn't work
Trump
anymore.
regime's
And
gonna
the
find
Iranian
out.
people have shown their resolve.
Professor Marandi walked onto Times Radio, refused to answer a single question on the interviewer's terms, and spent the entire interview dismantling the premise of every question Kate McCann asked.
Hello guys, welcome back to another reaction video. We've got Professor Marandi shuts down Times radio anchor over Western hypocrisy. And let's hit that play button.
It has bombed missile sites in Iran that threatened the Strait of Hormuz. The internet in Iran has been down for more than 3 weeks, so it's difficult to talk to opponents of the regime inside the country. But we can now speak to someone who is supportive. Professor Mohammad Marandi is a professor of English literature at the University of Tehran, and he joins us now from Iran. Good morning.
Good morning.
Can you give us the sort of perspective on what it's like there at the moment? It's often difficult for us to speak to people inside Iran.
Well, it's difficult for you to speak to people inside Iran because you are helping the United States carpet bomb the country or regime people involved in the murder of people. So the internet is down because for international use, you can use Iranian websites in Iran and Iranian apps. But because the United States uses it to use cameras, the Israeli regime uses people's cameras to strike targets inside the country, they're forced to do that. And I use because it belongs to a studio in Iran. You asked me to be on your show, and I came on your show. So it's because of aggression and murder and death and destruction that your governments bring about that this is the situation.
I mean, the death of Ali Larijani has been hailed by America and by Israel as a significant turning point in this conflict. What has your response been to that?
Well, all you have to do is go and see what people are doing on the streets every night. There are millions of people on the streets every night in Tehran, and tens of millions across the country. They rally in support of the armed forces, in support of the Constitution, in support of the leader, in support of the state. And in fact, your government, and this is something that Western media has hid from the public, obviously, because they're Epstein class controlled. But during a major rally in Tehran on Friday, where people were on the streets,
It's funny, innit? Like, why is it that every time they talk about Iran, they always say the IRGC or the regime is still intact? Why? You know, why? Just call it the Iranians or the IRGC. Why the Iranian regime? But he's right, innit? The Trump regime, the Epstein regime, the UK regime, Starmer regime. Okay, we got Burnham now. The Burnham regime. Let's see what he does.
they fired missiles at the people. And a woman was killed.
Who fired missiles at people on the streets of Tehran?
The U.S.-Israeli jets that fired missiles, they fired it at the demonstrators. You didn't even know this because your media outlets won't tell you. But they fired on people. And I tweeted this. I tweeted maybe 10 different tweets. People across the world have seen it. In the West, of course, it's because you have censorship there, extensively more than the rest of the world, and you're heavily propagandized. You don't see this. But your regimes help the U.S. bomb demonstrators.
Ali Larijani was responsible for the deaths of many thousands of people inside Iran who wanted to protest legitimately against the regime. Tens of thousands of people have been killed in the last couple of months. America and Israel say it was right to target him because of those deaths.
Well, that's your regime propaganda. And of course, you're pro-regime.
Well, no, I'm
But
asking
that
you.
is a lie.
I'm asking you.
I'm
I'm
speaking.
asking you
I'm
straightforward
speaking.
questions, and I am
No,
asking you a question
have the
which
patience.
relates to
Have
the
the-
deaths of tens of thousands of protesters.
Don't be cowardly. Let me answer. Those 3,117 people who were killed, it's your responsibility and the responsibility of your regimes, because you sent terrorists and gave them weapons to slaughter hundreds of police officers and men and countless people on the streets in order to create armed insurrection.
What
It
proof
was
do you
a
have of
semi-coup.
that? What proof do you have of that?
The proof, Mossad, in a Persian statement, said that they have people on the ground. Pompeo, in a
Yep, she's chatting shit, which we all know she is, because Trump admitted it himself. I'm sure there's something on the Israeli channel, something as well, which they admitted it as well, that they had people on the ground, they had weapons being sent there as well to cause an uprising, but it failed. And now she's playing the dumb card.
a tweet said that Mossad is on the ground. Pompeo, in an interview on, I think, channel 13 or 15 in Israel, said the CIA is on the ground. More importantly, channel 14 in Israel, which is close to Netanyahu, said that foreign intelligence agencies brought in the weapons to kill the hundreds of police officers.
Whether or not there
But
are,
you,
whether
but
or not
excuse me,
there are,
but your
excuse me,
government and
excuse
your
me,
media will not say this to the people.
whether or
The
not,
footage is there.
whether or not there are agents on the ground, you have no proof of anybody being armed. And further, there is significant proof that the Iranian regime was responsible for the deaths not of 3,000 people, but of tens of thousands of young people who were, in many cases, shot in the back, shot at close range. Some people were even killed inside hospitals where they had been seeking treatment. What do you say to that?
Well, you're lying, of course, and you're producing propaganda. And I think increasingly Western media is just propaganda. Tens of thousands of people. That's exactly what you and your regime have helped Israelis do in Gaza. And your drones were gathering intelligence during the whole period of the Gaza genocide.
See, and the thing is, yeah, every time they talk about stuff like this, like whoever he's in an interview with, you listen to both sides, and you see the news, you see the stuff online, in independent media, and Professor Marandi, he's calm, he's talking about it, and when you listen to him, surely someone's lying, someone's telling the truth, and it looks like he's always telling the truth. So, and she's like, oh, it's the Iranian regime. Do us a favor and shut up, man.
You're responsible for a Holocaust. You're partners in this Holocaust. So you need to deflect attention. You need to project on the Iranians what you actually do. But why is it if the Iranian regime, as you love to call it, and it makes you feel better, why is it that the Iranian regime has so many millions of people supporting it on the streets every day?
Are there any people? Are there any people who
under your
oppose?
missile strike?
Are there any people who
Under
oppose
your
the
missile
regime?
strikes.
Are there any people who oppose the regime inside Iran?
Of course there are, but overwhelmingly people support it. And that's why you've lost this war. And that's why ultimately you're going to face the consequences, because the Strait of Hormuz is shut, and it's because of your policies and the policies of your overlords in Washington that the global economy is going to go downhill. And Iran is going to continue to hammer US assets in the Persian Gulf because of this unprovoked aggression. You carry out war after war. You destroyed Iraq. You destroyed Afghanistan. You destroyed Libya. You're strangling Cuba. You've destroyed
He's not lying, is
Yemen.
he?
Iran is a bridge too far. You're messing with the wrong people.
How
And
much-
you will see in the weeks ahead whether you succeed or not.
How much longer can Iran sustain the closure of the Strait of Hormuz?
Indefinitely.
Because it harms your economy too, doesn't it?
For us, it is a fight for survival. For you, it is a fight to sustain the Epstein class and ethno-supremacism in Palestine.
Why do you
It's
keep
for
bringing
you,
up?
it's a war of
Why do you
choice.
bring up Jeffrey Epstein in this context? What's the logical leap there?
It's very
Come on, man. We all know why he brings it up. Because it's the Epstein class, the Epstein regime, like Trump and the Epstein files. All of a sudden, it gets brushed under because there's a war going on. And she's playing the dumb card again.
clear. It's very clear who's what class of people are in charge in your countries. That class of people are the people who have control. They're the ones who own the media. They're the ones who control the government. They are the ones who start unprovoked wars time after time. This is not the first war that you've imposed upon this region.
Do you know what I think, right? For people to get into positions of power, they were involved with Epstein. And the fact is, they have to get dirt on you. So that if you step out of line, or when you step out of line, they pull out the Epstein files and they'll do you. I think that's how it works.
Or Iran, for that matter. And we just saw yesterday a key American anti-terrorist official resigned, saying the truth that we all knew, but you tried to hide. And that is, Iran was no threat to the United States, and that this war was carried out because of the Israeli regime and its powerful lobby. So what I'm saying is basically what he is saying. That powerful lobby is the Epstein class.
Do you ever worry that people might struggle to take you seriously with
No one.
phrases,
We
language,
take him seriously. We
conspiracy
don't take
theories
you
like that?
seriously.
Well, that intelligence officer basically said what I am saying. And I think that people don't really take you seriously. And as time goes on and you continue to help B-52 bombers carpet bomb Tehran and people in this neighborhood, and they're seriously dead. Take that seriously. They die. You don't care, but we do.
What's the
But
way out
as you
here?
do that,
What's the way
remember-
out here, Professor? How does this end? What's the way out?
A strategic defeat to the United States.
The way out is the end of American bases in the Middle East.
Under Trump.
And what does that look like?
You'll see in the weeks ahead.
Is there a deal possible? Is there a chance of talks between the two sides at this point?
No, no, not at all. We will fight, and we'll hold the U.S. by the throat through the Strait of Hormuz, and we'll continue to hammer them. And if they try to do anything on the ground, then they'll really see what we can do.
You can
You
tell
mess with
she's
the
very
wrong
frustrated
country.
now.
Your propaganda doesn't work anymore. And the Iranian people have shown their resolve. They'll see this through. What you've done to the Palestinian people, to the Iraqi
Okay.
people, to the
Can I ask
Cuban
you
people,
finally,
to the
'cause
Venezuelan
we are
people,
running
you
out of
can't
time.
do-
We are
you
running out
cannot
of
do
time.
to the Iranian people.
Can I ask you
cannot do
about
to
the,
Iranian
You have to remember something, right? In Iran, there's not just Muslims that live there. There's Christians, there's Jews.
The new Ayatollah, there are reports here that he is dead, that he was killed in an attack that killed his father. Have you any proof that he is alive and well?
You can make all the claims that you want. After all, that's what West.
They're all dying in it. They're all dying to see this new Ayatollah. They can't take it. They're all jealous. Where is he? Where is he? We want to kill him. They can't. They just can't hack it, can they?
Western media does.
No, it's a simple
basically
question. I'm just
psychological warfare.
asking whether there's any proof. Not everything's a trick. I'm asking whether there's any proof that he is still alive. There are some reports he's
Yes,
dead.
of
There are
course.
some reports that
Of
he's in
course.
Russia seeking treatment. Is he in the country and is he alive and well?
That's a ridiculous claim to say that he's in Russia seeking treatment, or he's dead in Iran, or he was killed already. That just shows that these are just your narratives. He's leading the country, and the U.S. empire is collapsing, and the world has turned against you, and your regime is part of the carpet bombing. You help.
Let's be clear about what happened in that interview. Kate McCann came in with the standard Western broadcast template, asked the Iranian guest to condemn his government, frame every question around regime accountability, maintain the posture of neutral journalist, and expect the guest to play along. Professor Marandi didn't play along for a single second. From the very first exchange, he flipped the frame. You're asking why the internet is down in Iran? The internet is down because the United States and Israel use civilian cameras as targeting infrastructure for missile strikes. That is a documented military tactic, and Kate McCann had no substantive response to it. Then came the protesters' question. McCann pressed Marandi on reports that tens of thousands of Iranians had been killed by the regime. Marandi pushed back, citing Pompeo's own statements, Israeli Channel 14 reporting, and arguing that foreign intelligence agencies facilitated the violence. Whether you accept his version or not, McCann presented Western government claims as established fact and Iranian denials as propaganda. That asymmetry is worth naming. Here's what is not in dispute. Ali Larijani was killed in a targeted strike. Iran retaliated against Tel Aviv. The US bombed Iranian missile sites. The Strait of Hormuz has been closed. The interview spent almost no time on the strategic consequences of those facts, and almost all of its time trying to get Marandi to condemn his own government on Western television. And those consequences are landing on working Americans right now. 20% of the world's oil flows through that strait. Brent crude surged past $120 a barrel. Gas prices jumped nearly 27 cents in a single week. Fertilizer costs are rising. These are not geopolitical data points. These are grocery bills and gas pump prices for families who had no vote in the decision to start this conflict. Meanwhile, the proposed US defense budget for 2027 is $850 billion. Defense contractors are reporting record revenues. The financial architecture of this war is functioning exactly as designed. Transfer the cost to ordinary people, transfer the profit upward. When McCann asked whether people could take Marandi seriously using language like Epstein class, she invoked the conspiracy theory label as a rhetorical kill switch. But she didn't fact check it. She didn't present data contradicting it. And she didn't mention that a senior US anti-terrorism official resigned during this exact period, stating publicly that Iran posed no imminent threat, and that this war was driven by Israeli government pressure and its lobbying infrastructure, a US official. On the record, Marandi is not a neutral voice. His alignment with the Iranian government is clear. But the answer to biased framing is not opposite biased framing dressed up as journalism. It is accountability applied consistently to every government, every military, regardless of which flag is flying over the operation. That consistency was completely missing from that interview. What are your thoughts on how Western media covers this conflict and who gets to define what counts as propaganda? Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel. That stuff
pretty
really
good
does
video,
help
that,
us
wasn't
out.
it?
Until then, this has been
Enjoy
The Public
these
Record.
videos a lot.
Thanks for watching.
I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what your thoughts are. I'll leave your comments down below. Thank you.